morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Starladder Season 8. We're here with Day 12 coverage. We got 5 good ones coming up for you today, but first things first, we've got RoX.KiS versus the Retry. To get things kicked off, Zayori. Joining me once again today is Merlini, and we've got our first match underway. Merlini, my friend, how are you on this fine morning?
Hey, how's it going?
Very well indeed. I had a big hearty breakfast, feeling energetic. I'm ready to rock and roll, pumped up for this match. I'm also excited to see Alchemist first picked again. He's been that kind of flavor of the week over the past couple days, and apparently that flavor continues here into Day 12.
Yeah, very flexible hero, can be played very well in the mid lane. Very aggressive hero, but can also be played very passively if you want to farm it up with Greevil's Greed, but that's something that we actually have not seen recently. Sometimes as a support, sometimes solo mid, sometimes carry. I'd say it's a pretty even split.
Yeah. And as you mentioned, 6.79, he had a minor nerf, but that versatility part of what makes him such a powerful pick. We've even seen him banned out a couple of times yesterday in that first and second banning slot, so rather interesting here. Outworld Devourer here going to be second pick, so the Retry off to a pretty scary opening here with their roster. 2 heroes that I wouldn't want to tango with. But these initial bans are sort of interesting as well. RoX.KiS banning out the Razor as well as the Viper, so possibly influencing that OD second pick. Kind of curious to see Razor banned out like that.
Yeah, Razor sets up for it sets up for like a next pick if you really want to, but I didn't actually watch the Retry games yesterday. Did they use Razor a lot? It is a very strange first ban.
There were no Razor picks yesterday, so I don't know. I mean, I like the OD snag here from the Retry. It makes it a little bit more of a safe pick, but I mean, if anything, I would have thought RoX.KiS might grab OD in their first picks here, but I don't know. Makes me wonder if they have something up their sleeve. Elder Titan, a pretty standard first pick. Abaddon, not a bad choice, though. One we've seen sort of intermittently here over the past couple weeks.
Yeah, very rarely picked up this early. Pugna first banned by the Retry. GoBlack loves running his Pugna, and I think we saw them win a game in sub 20 minutes the other day, and that definitely does just set things up. And the thing about Pugna is you don't really have to execute that well to win with Pugna. You just take down all their towers, and then with the massive gold lead, it's just really easy to win even if you make a few mistakes. So I think Pugna is just too easy of a hero to execute and win with generally.
Yeah, as long as you keep that aggression on and don't give the other team too much room, you're exactly right. You can really just put non-stop pressure on, and he's hard to deal with. But Dazzle, the 4th ban from TR, I mean, we've seen Dazzle picked maybe once here in Starladder Season 8. I'm a little bit surprised at that as well. Not sure what to make of it.
Dazzle Starladder minus armor with the Abaddon shielding, that would be pretty annoying to deal with. And it's like a sprint, it's like a hasted, shielded Starladder with the spirit running around that you can't do anything about. And then Dazzle's AoE is pretty large too. The minus armor is just ridiculous, especially on Alchemist, who has low armor, and then OD, who doesn't really have that much armor after the nerf too. It's just a lot of damage coming through.
Well, looks like you were spot on with that. Starladder is going to be picked up, even though Dazzle is not going to be an option. It makes me wonder what they want to snag.
Shadow Fiend?
Shadow Fiend? Venom's still
Visage, I think, would have been way better. Are you really scared of them taking Starladder?
Yeah, I would second that. And Night Stalker as well.
I've seen them run a strat like this before, though. It's just very, very aggressive strategy, and they just kill everyone around the map. So I guess we should be doing for a fairly exciting game.
Yeah, for sure. So without Dazzle to pair with the Starladder, that is sort of the classic duo. What are they looking at for this final support? I mean, the Retry may grab Venomancer here, and if not, they may opt to ban him out. I guess CM still in the pool. Could work pretty nicely to pair with the Starladder.
Yeah, CM works fine. It does somewhat alleviate all their heroes' mana issues too. Like Elder Titan sometimes has to get a Soul Ring in the offlane. Abaddon has mana issues because he's just really poor as a support. Starladder doesn't have too much since the sprint doesn't cost any mana anymore. And Night Stalker has a few, I guess. You really want to be efficient during your nighttime. You don't want to spend half your time going back to heal. So Arcane Aura would be pretty good here. They need to put pressure on OD. The only problem with this strategy is they don't really have anything going for them levels 1 through 6. So Like in a tri lane, it's like mediocre in a tri lane, but they shouldn't be able to get any kills that early unless it's like a 3-on-1 situation. But Retry can try and win out through just having stronger lanes and just like pressuring them so hard in lanes that they're forced to rotate and try and react accordingly.
Right. And it's looking like this could very well be a support Alchemist with that 4th pick Gyrocopter, but I worry a little bit for RoX.KiS in that laning phase just because they've got all melee so far. They may well grab a ranged support, but still a very melee-intensive lineup, which sometimes translates into a little bit of a weaker laning phase. And also, I guess it's going to be a Night Stalker versus OD in the mid lane, and I don't know that I've actually seen that matchup, at least not recently, but I'm sure OD can still hold his own quite well.
Radiant team ban.
There's the Darkseer final ban from RoX.KiS. Yeah, banning out all those offlaners, Timbersaw, Clockwork, and the Darkseer. And we'll see what Retry want to take out of the pool. Again, Venomancer's still an option here.
10 seconds remaining.
And I think he would be okay for RoX.KiS. That slow does make the Starladder stun a little easier. Yeah,
he'd be good.
They're going to ban out the CM, though. Either or, both very powerful supports here. Which do they want to deal with?
They're interchangeable. Like, no support is like the best pick for them right now. I would like to see Visage because he's the natural medallion hero, and that would have worked very well for them. But aside from, if you can't get Visage, and all the other ones are like, it's just like they're all nice, but nothing's perfect.
Right. So RoX.KiS going to take their time here. They've got a lot of bonus time left, yeah, so they'll be able to think about it a bit longer.
5 seconds remaining.
A pretty well-rounded roster. What are some of the issues that Starladder runs into? We don't see him picked up too often. And
he's really bad at farming.
Blink first, still the classic build.
A lot of people just get Vanguard all the time now. Yeah, the biggest thing is that he needs a Blink Dagger, I think, or just a lot of support, like Vanguard plus a lot of support, so you can actually just run in and tank everything. But his biggest weakness, I think, is just farming. Like, he doesn't really have any skills that help him farm, and that becomes a huge issue if the opponents aren't able to dodge ganks and kind of dominate you in lane. He's not a comeback hero. He's just kind of do well in your lane, get early treads and/or Vanguard and/or Blink, and just run around killing people all the time. Kind of like Night Stalker. Night Stalker's not really a comeback hero too. It's just like if you start off even, that's fine, and then once you hit level 6, level 7, then you run around starting to kill people. Ooh, Tusk.
All right. We did get to see Tusk yesterday, so this isn't as crazy as it seems. And I believe it was the Retry that ran it, and again, Hart was the one that played it. So this is going to be kind of interesting here. And of course, Chen, that final ban for RoX.KiS, though. I see people in chat saying they can't hear you in-game, so you may want to double-check those settings there. Although I see you popping up.
They can hear me now.
Okay, cool. So yeah, this Tusk pick is pretty interesting. Yesterday we saw it actually to a pretty fair degree of success. Of course, Tusk is a similar state to Starladder, I think, in terms of...
you don't want to be in melee range against their lineup, though.
Like, not the best recovery, but...
That's just a scary support in Tusk. Like, if you snowball in and you don't get Starladder, or if Starladder gets shielded, like, Tusk is just going to flop.
Yeah, Indo and Abaddon, it is sort of an interesting choice. We'll see how it fares for him, but I'm kind of curious how they're going to lane this, because they've got no fear on the OD, generally the mid hero, but Hart tends to be their mid player. So
yeah, he's going to be mid. He got cool Tingos.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. There you go. So I guess they're going to be probably a safe lane OD, but we'll see. They are a 5-man squad right now, roaming about that dire jungle, looking for a bit of early aggression perhaps, and well, there is going to be a Starladder up here that they're not going to bump into. Chen? Maybe going to find themselves a Chen? Just going to throw down a couple wards here.
They already have a ward out here. Very well placed by RoX.KiS. Now everyone will show up on the map and they know exactly where they are. And now if you look at RoX.KiS' positioning, everyone's moving to their respective positioning. They knew that TR was like up to very early aggression, because that's very rare to see. They like go over here, place a ward, and then immediately back off to their T2 towers. So RoX.KiS very well prepared for this early game. Looks like they've done their research.
Yeah, absolutely. So one Chen's hard camp's going to be blocked here, but won't hurt him too much. Oh, go black. Going to be off to a little bit of early aggression. There's going to be a concoction charged up. He gets the Aphotic shield off, but Nubik going to come in. A lot of damage coming the way of this Abaddon. A few more auto attacks ought to do it. Down he goes. Gyrocopter going to be the one to grab that first kill. And that's going to be a nice bit of bonus goal going the way of TR. Not a bad start. Not sure why Abaddon poked so far forward.
He didn't know that Alchemist was still up here.
Yeah, on the high ground, yep. And
well, it looks like
counter wards coming down aplenty here. And it is going to be TR that become the victors. They're going to clear out the Sentry and the Observer.
Yep, and his big camp is... That's really unfortunate for him. He has his big camp blocked, he has Mud Golems, and then he has Satyrs. Like, having a Centaur at either one of those would be very good for his early game, but very unfortunate for him.
He's got some Hellbears here, so at least there's one big creep he can snag. But yeah, not an ideal start for Chen. So, all right, let's go take a look at our rosters here. Introduced to what we have on our Radiant side. We do have the Retry, or the Retry, depending on your flavor here. Gyrocopter going to be played by Nubik. PGG going to be on the Alchemist. Eid going to be up top here on the Visage for a little bit of top lane, tri-lane. Heart going to be solo mid on the Tusk, and that means No Fear going to be solo safe lane on the Outworld Devourer. On our Dire side, we've got RoX.KiS. Sadoy going to be in the bottom lane for a bit of long lane Elder Titan action. We've got Scandal in the mid lane with the Night Stalker. Yol going to be in the jungle playing on the Chen in the top. Go Black going to be supporting on the Abaddon. And of course it is going to be a hard farming Slardar on being played by Biz here. But he's off to a bit of a rocky start. It's basically Slardar and Abaddon up against this tri-lane with Chen in the jungle. And that's not going to make for easy farming there for the Slardar. But we could see some action heat up here in the jungle. Eid going to be caught kind of between these heroes. And ooh, a strat pause here as Eid is getting kind of sandwiched by RoX.KiS. He may suffer an unfortunate fate here.
Yeah, Chen has to block him. If Chen doesn't block him, he may get away. 359 move speed on Slar. Actually, I think he's going to die regardless. Slar is level 2.
Yep. And he does have the sprint already on. I don't know, maybe Yol can get a nice body block here and slow him down, buy Biz some time to connect with the Slitherine Crush. We'll see. Gonna resume here, and yeah, Yol trying to get the body blocks off. He's gonna do it, and the Slithering Crush gonna come in. Eid gonna be in big trouble. Yeah, well played by the Chen, and that's
he got the ward off though.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, ward gonna go down up here on the high ground.
Unfortunately, it was after 2 minutes, so they will get that spawn.
Yep, still just one. So nice little pick me up right there. Last hit for that kill did go to the Chen, so that'll give him a little boost, even though some of his spawns have been blocked here. And an assist going the way of the Slardar, not bad either. Nubik going to be forced to port to the tower as he gets sandwiched into the side shop there.
TR's lineup, they have to stick together. Visage can't go off doing his own thing, or they're just going to get chased down and die. RoX.KiS's tri-lane is actually very weak right now. All he has is a Hellbear Smasher, still level 1 Chen, and Slardar is not the greatest initiation. They don't have any zone out tools either because Chen is creeping with his creep and they have 2 melee heroes. So TR should definitely have the upper hand in this lane, especially considering that Gyrocopter already has boots and a Bassi, but looks like they just kind of was out of position for a little bit, and looks like they are going for a smoke gank in mid. Yeah, possibly smoke gank on Yol.
Yep, going to change direction here, and it looks like Yol going to be in a rough spot. He's going to be on the low ground, so he absolutely won't see this coming. Going to charge up the concoction, and they're going to go straight in for it. There we go. Visage going to come in for the nuke, but Go Black going to be there to throw the Aphotic Shield. That'll cleanse off the stun, and Chen's going to be just fine. So Abaddon going to be there right in the nick of time. And that will thwart their ganking effort, so they are going to clear out that Hellbear Smasher camp. And still a little bit of farm from Chen. Not too shabby.
Yeah. Yeah, Nubik is still farming okay on the Gyrocopter 13 and 2, Slardar 9 and 2, but I think him being like a little bit behind is expected. Wild Wing Ripper harassing out with a tornado. I think that Chen's doing the right thing and completely focusing on top lane because Slardar has a bad start. Again, very bad comeback mechanic. And Night Stalker, they could kill Tusk. He is pretty annoying, actually, with the Ice Shards. And it looks like Scandal will get the Haste Rune, so...
Yep. Oh, but Ice Shard's going to come out. That's going to block him from getting to the back to the high ground. Still, Scandal going to be just fine. Yeah, Tusk can definitely be a bit annoying to deal with. He does have an Illusion Rune bottled up here. Both of them reasonably close to level 6. Actually, Night Stalker about half a level behind the Tusk. So he will get that Walrus Punch. Pretty timely here. Could set up for a bit of aggression, perhaps.
Yeah, bottom lane we haven't talked about at all. Just OD versus ET. It looks like ET is actually doing very well in terms of CS. 19 and 3 compared to 14 and 7. That's something that you don't see very often. I like the Soul Ring coming out from him. It is very nice to spam it out. And actually looks like Night Stalker is going for No Fear.
Yeah, No Fear. He's going to be dead. Nowhere to go right there. That'll be an easy kill for Scandal. Haster going to make it even easier, but nowhere to run. And, well, that's great news for the Night Stalker. We've talked about Night Stalker a little bit in our previous days of casting and how the recent night changes make mid-Night Stalker a little bit more difficult because you don't quite have those aggressive tools at the 4-minute mark. And if you can grab a kill in that first night, that is just fabulous. So that's great news for the Night Stalker on the side of RoX.KiS.
Waiting for him to TP bottom. He's going to die again.
No. Yeah, look at this crafty little play here. No fear, though. He's suspicious. He's going to move into the trees right away. And Night Stalker, well, he's going to poke his head in, but not going to overcommit to it.
He should be scouting with the Spirit. He has pretty much infinite mana with his Soul Ring. Surprised that he's not.
Yep, they're still thinking about it, though. Night Stalker putting a lot of time into this.
No one's pushing. No one's defending mid. Tusk is getting a lot of free hits on tower, so it's very suspicious from TR.
Yeah, absolutely. But if this gank is unsuccessful, Scandal wasting a lot of time here, just hitting level 6, but still Tusk now well into level 6, so still going to be a little bit ahead of him. And
yeah, they aren't scared of farm Tusk though. It's not like we've ever seen Tusk like super carry hard in a game. And yeah, he'll get his items here and there, but he just doesn't scale the best with items. So it's perfectly okay for Scandal to waste some time.
Yep. So in the top lane here, Starladder still struggling in farm a bit. He is going to be 18-2 against the 23-8 Gyrocopter, so still holding his own, but still getting beaten out by the Gyro. And Shen now going to make it to level 3, still hanging on to that Wildling Ripper, going to clear out these Mud Golems, the unfortunate spawn here for Yol. And he's going to ding level 4 as well, so his jungling pace starting to pick up just a little bit. Still a little bit curious.
Back in mid.
Still a little bit curious about the Starladder build here, if he is indeed going to go Vanguard first.
Yeah, they have a decent amount of physical damage too, so I think that it's okay. It's kind of the norm now, just because you don't want to die when you just run in with sprint. 15% additional damage is pretty huge, and especially when you have a pretty large HP pool, it just makes him vulnerable. But he has Abaddon to back him up, so I mean, is it really necessary? If you just get treads and like a bracer, I think he'll be tanky enough.
Yep. Scandal just hanging out in the mid lane here, still giving Tusk a lot of room to farm in terms of CS. Tusk really far ahead now, 41-12 against the 18-3 Night Stalker, so a pretty large disparity there. And Tusk now level 7, so he is just about a level ahead of the Night Stalker, maybe a little bit less, 2/3 of a level ahead or so. Oh, up in the top, maybe trying to engage on this Gyrocopter. Nope, not going to overcommit. Starladder is level 6 though. So now going to have that amplified damage, going to make things a little bit easier.
Especially with Night Stalker up there, they only have like 10 seconds left on Night though. Scandal does not have any points in his ultimate. Looks like they may contest the 8-minute rune on top.
Yep, looks like they are indeed. And uh-oh, Tusk going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Just a couple seconds left on nighttime. Are they going to be able to finish him off, though? It doesn't look like it. Double damage rune going to be used, and he's going to start sipping up that bottle with the phase boots. I think Tusk going to be able to make it away. One last void there for a little bit of harassment, but still, rune going to spawn bottom anyhow. Now Elder Titan, he's going to be in hot pursuit. He's got his phase boots as well, so he's going to be cruising up towards the mid lane. And uh-oh, looks like he may find himself a Tusk. Needs to be a little bit careful.
He's level 8.
Yeah, Tusk with a double damage is still a little bit scary. Especially with that walrus punch.
He can't kill him. Like Natural Order or Astral Spirit plus Natural Order. Astral Spirit just keeps getting nerfed and nerfed. That is going to get hit with a nerf stick when that patch comes out today.
Yep. Yeah,
that skill was way too powerful, though. I think it definitely should have been nerfed.
Sort of a double nerf. I think they reduced the damage, and they're also going to reduce the vision that it gives as well. So it's sort of...
The vision was probably one of the most overpowered things about it.
Yeah.
Vision in Dota is highly underrated.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting patch notes, though. Overall, I like the notes. Tweaking the Midas to be a little bit more expensive. What is it, going from 1,400 to 1,550, I think, for a recipe. So I'm going to slow down that Midas a little bit. Necronomicon getting a slight nerf as well. I think they changed. Is the recipe more expensive, I think? There was a...
that gives more gold. I forget what else about it.
Yeah, some minor tweaks there. And, of course, Slark and Huskar and CM. That's what I'm excited. I want to see Huskar, man. I've been waiting for him to be introduced to competitive mode for a while. I like Huskar.
I think that Slark should have been in. He should have been in Captain's mode, I think, for a while now. I don't really know why he was removed. His ult is like changed, but it's not like hugely game breaking that you can't see him for just a few seconds. So, I mean, he can still get hit by AoE. It's PGG about to stun himself, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. Looks like they're trying to go on no fear, but I think he can just run away with an Astral.
Yep, looks like it. Sadoy not going to be able to pursue, and a port comes in from the Tusk, so now they may try and turn it around. Ice Shard's going to fly. Not going to connect with Go Black. Could have possibly grabbed a kill, but all the while on the top lane, a little bit of exchanging going back and forth. Gyrocopter going to be the first target of choice. Then they try and turn on Biz. Now PGG maybe in a little bit of trouble here. Nubik going to stand his ground. Very back and forth exchange. Chen very low on the backside. And one more nuke coming in. Not going to be enough for the kill. But around back, Night Stalker comes in. He's going to finish off the Alchemist. Might be able to finish off Nubik as well. I think going to be an easy double kill for the Night Stalker at the very least here. Now going to pursue on to Eid. Slitherine Crush comes out. Eid in big trouble. The Abaddon disconnects. So we will move into a pause. But yeah, Eid going to be slated to fall. Very well could be a triple kill coming out for Scandal. And that is great news for RoX.KiS.
Scandal's just been at the right place at the right time. Yeah, he's not that farmed. He is actually 7th on creep score right now, but he has killed bottom. He's let Tusk free farm mid, but that doesn't really matter when you pick up 4 other kills around the map. And he's kind of just single-handedly kind of just made TR really, really underfarmed and scared in this early game phase, which is exactly what a Night Stalker should do. He's a tempo controller, and he is not a farmer. I see some Night Stalkers like farm until like level 8 and 9, and then your first night's over, and then you're like, well, what do I do now? And that's just not what the hero is meant for. There are a lot of different other heroes that can fit that role, but Scandal, I think, has been playing very well and very patient with his ganks.
Yeah, he did luck out a little bit grabbing that Haste Rune in the middle of the first night, and that did make the gank on OD just a little bit easier, maybe a little more tempting. But still, you're absolutely right. The aggression has been spot on thus far. Hopefully Abaddon can reconnect here, though. And actually,
if RoX.KiS gets BKBs, TR is screwed. They don't really have anything that can deal with BKB, especially with Gyrocopter like dying once and already having less CS than Starladder. It's not that much. He's not that much under farm, but he needs to be like super far ahead if he wants to deal with a shielded Starladder in his face, especially with a BKB. Like the BKB War Starladder will still just man up on Gyrocopter and not care about his BKB burst at all.
Yeah, so I was going to say in the mid lane as well, Abaddon in a little bit of trouble. Tusk going to be able to finish him off as he was only level 4. No borrowed time. Walrus punch to the face. He'll be able to secure that kill. But meanwhile, in the top, we did see that triple kill coming out for Scandal. That's now going to make him 4-0-0, 4 of the 5 kills on the way of RoX.KiS. So, as I mentioned, definitely good news coming their way. But still, this Tusk, #1 on the net worth chart by a fair margin here. And he's going to get a nice early drum of endurance. And he is level 9. Off to a good start.
Yep, and OD forced to go with Bottle on bottom. That's going to slow his item progression a lot. They're not going to have an early mech and early 4-staff, and Elder Titan will still be able to spam him down pretty easily with the Astral Spirit. Looks like Tusk wants to get a kill on Elder Titan, but he may scout it out.
Close. I think Hart is still hiding in the trees, but Elder Titan playing this so passively. Recognizing that the Tusk is missing, he is going to be back near the tower. But with those successful kills up in the top lane, Biz going to grab himself a Vanguard nice and early here, around the 11.5-minute mark, to go early power treads as well. So his farm not looking too bad, #3 on the net worth chart, and is still about 500 ahead of that Gyrocopter or so. So definitely good news for him. Tusk not going to be successful on that gank down bottom, just going to rotate back towards mid and bottle up a regeneration rune.
Yeah, Sadoy, very high level, doesn't want to give away that free experience for now. Still searching around for their team. Nubik is actually creeping up there, so they've completely abandoned this top lane.
Yep, in the mid, Go Black going to be in some trouble. Still not quite level 6. That's going to be another Walrus punch to the face. 430 damage coming out on the Abaddon.
Crush.
Yep, down he goes. Biz in a little bit of trouble here, perhaps. Not going to have enough mana for the crush, and he is going to have to turn it about face. Ice Shards come, but not going to be enough to secure a kill. Follow-up's not there. Chen going to poke his head down. And that will repel the forces of the retry. Still, another kill on the Abaddon. Tusk continues his reign of domination here in the mid. It's going to make him now 2-0-0.
For no fear.
No fear. Yeah, going to get hit by the Astral Spirit. We'll throw an Astral Imprisonment onto the Elder Titan. But I thought Night Stalker may pursue, but not going to overcommit. A lot of support on the way, so probably the right choice there to back out. And now TR may be the aggressors down here in the bottom lane. Though RoX.KiS up to some crafty plays here. They're going to move straight into Roche. That minus armor from Starladder makes it pretty easy early on. Also a Chen. Yep. They've got a ward up, well, on the high ground here.
Nubik has to be there if they want to contest it. There's no way they can contest it without Gyrocopter.
Yeah.
PGG is just gonna walk in there. Like what?
He
just straight up walked in there. 5-on-1.
Yeah, that was a misplay to say the least right there. Gonna face check the Roche pit. Not what you want to do when the entire team is missing. That will be the definition of a free kill. And a free Roshan as well. Starladder going to be able to finish him off and grab the Aegis. Exactly what RoX.KiS were hoping for. We can check the graph and sizable lead already. About 2,500 gold, 4,000 experience here at the 13-minute mark. RoX.KiS taking a lot of momentum in this match. And now, no fear. Oh, God, he's going to be in big trouble. Scandal invisible. He's right on top of him, trying to path block him. He knows some trickery is afoot. There's the silence coming out. And, yeah, no fear going to be slated to fall. Not even going to be able to defensive Astral. Easy kills coming out for RoX.KiS. May even secure them a tier 1 tower kill down here in the bottom.
So if they had a slightly better early game, TR did. They had a first blood, which was not bad. But after that, they kind of just got... Visage got killed solo because he was a little bit away from his team, and after that, Scandal kind of crushed them with his rotation. But now they're really suffering in terms of levels. Alchemist level 5, Visage still level 4. If he is level 6, they can check it and possibly contest it if Gyrocopter is there, but they need levels on the supports. We see Chen almost level 7. He is level 7 actually, with only 2 creeps to his name, and then we see Abaddon already level 6 too, so he is no longer vulnerable to the Tusk burst.
Yep. Well, with that, TR were able to secure the first tower kill of the match. That was the mid tier 1. RoX.KiS still working on pressuring that bottom tier 1 tower. Looks like they will be able to finish it off, but maybe not for free. They're tier 2 in the mid, taking heavy pressure here. Some port's going to come in, and they will try and defend it. PGG charging up the stun, and very well may stun himself right here if he's not careful. He is going to get stunned, and I think that's going to cost him his life. Call down comes, but not going to be enough to keep their good buddy Alchemist alive, and that will be basically another free kill going the way of RoX.KiS. They may still try to pursue here. Of course, they do have vision complements of that amplified damage, but nope, going to back off. PGG not having the best game right here.
Yeah, he stunned himself a lot. Goblike?
Yeah, going to go in here on Nubik. Yol going to come around the backside, and not going to have the crowd control to finish him off. That speedy Gyrocopter going to be able to run away, compliments of the phase boots there. But RoX.KiS do hold their tier 2 in the mid, so it is 1-to-1 in total tower count, and RoX.KiS going to continue to use this momentum. And of course, with the Aegis on the Starladder, they can afford to be a little bit more aggressive here at the 15-minute mark, and they've got a sizable lead as well. Nighttime, no reason not to push. Ice Shards come in, but already a mech picked up on that Chen. He's had a lot of space in the jungle, and that's going to help in these team fights. Still no mech for TR, not even close, nobody working on it. And look at this, Starladder going to get very aggressive here. He's going to go straight in onto Tusk. They're going to be able to finish off the Outworld Devourer first. And Earth Splitter does come. Not going to do a hell of a lot, but will zone out the rest of TR. And will secure RoX.KiS. That tier 1 tower kill in the mid lane. That's going to make it now 2-0 in total tower count. And they're just going to keep on keeping on with OD in the grave for another 20 seconds. TR just can't defend this. They may very well grab a tier 2 tower. Wow.
They have that early mech on Chen too. He didn't have the best start, but he hasn't actually died yet. 1-0-3 on him with an Arcane and mech. That's pretty darn good. It definitely helps when your team is taking out Roshan, but he's still very farmed at this point in the game.
Yep, absolutely. Especially since a couple of his big camps were blocked. To start things off, he definitely had it a bit rough, but yeah, made good recovery.
BKB, and he was forced to help out the tri-lane a lot too.
Yeah, exactly. But BKB very close on the Night Stalker. He does have the first 2 core pieces, about 500 off the recipe, and it looks like this will be a tier 2 tower kill here in the mid. Mech going to be used again. They're just going to tank the acid spray, no worries. And there you go. TR still just not able to contest it.
And there's the Blink Dagger out on Starladder, so things are looking worse and worse for TR. OD 0-3-0 contributes to nothing. He is okay in the side lane, but he really needs to get off to like a pretty good start. He's not necessarily a comeback hero too, and they don't really have that many playmakers. OD is not really a playmaker. Tusk is like okay, but he's about to die again, and even if he has phase drums like 10 minutes in, it doesn't really matter just because he doesn't scale incredibly well with items, and he still usually can't solo people. Maybe one of the supports, but definitely nobody else. Whereas BZZ, if you give him like 10 seconds, he can kill anybody on TR with some chasing room. Maybe not even 10 seconds, maybe like 6.
Yeah. And even though at first glance it seemed a little scary that Tusk was grabbing that farm mid, but Scandal just did such an effective job picking up those kills. He's now 8-0-1. Scandal has been involved in 9 of the 10 kills that they've been able to set up. So needless to say, his presence has been very effective about the map. In the mid lane here, Biz going to get very aggressive. He'll blink forward and get a nice Slitherine Crush. We'll be putting the Astral, and that's going to be the end of his mana pool, but still going to be able to sprint forward, and they're going to pursue. Looks like Nubik going to be the targeted choice. Down he goes with the Wrath of the Elder Titan, and are they going to be able to grab themselves a kill on Eat as well? Double damage on Scandal. That's going to make this kill easy. That's a godlike streak now coming out for the Night Stalker. You never want to see that if you're on the opposition. OD now going to get picked off in the mid lane as well. That's going to make it a 3-0. And yeah, this momentum, no sign of it slowing down for RoX.KiS. TR already up against the ropes here. Only 18 minutes in, but already 3-13 in hero kills.
The minus armor is just ridiculous. Like OD's at like minus 10 armor when both Starladder with Amp and Elder Titan's in his face. And Elder Titan's always going to be in your face now because of the early Force Staff that he has. And they just don't have the items to cope with it. Maybe if he has a mech, he can do something about it. But as it stands, TR is just going to fall every time BZZ goes in with a Slitherine Crush.
Yep, absolutely right about that. Looks like Gyrocopter working towards a BKB perhaps. Does have that first Mithril Hammer, but still going to be a ways off. Basically everyone's struggling in farm. Tusk and Gyro, the only two that are doing decent in terms of net worth, but they both have a Drum of Endurance, and not the most efficient of item builds right there. We are going to see some engagement onto Sadoy there, and we'll get put into the Astral Imprisonment. It is a 3v1. I think he is going to be slated to fall here. Call down going to be used, and yeah, nowhere for Sadoy to go. He's going to put everyone to sleep. And does have an Earth Splitter coming here. Going to do a good bit of damage. Won't be enough to secure a kill. Actually almost picked off the OD. So showing us the amount of damage that he can put out. PGG going to stun himself again. The Astral going to keep him safe. Nice little bit of teamwork there.
I'm surprised he didn't run. He had a level 3 Echo Stomp. That's 4 seconds of sleep.
Yeah.
And he wasn't slowed either. But still playing pretty well this game. And yeah, BKB on Gyrocopter is just not going to matter that much. Starladder can just blink and crush him. If he BKBs, he still will just amp him and chase him down with sprint.
Yep. And here we go up in the top lane. Biz going to port in, and No Fear going to be the first to fall, perhaps. No, he's going to be able to get the defensive Astral off. Abaddon going to help support Biz. OD going to pop out, going to take a tower shot. He's going to fall to the tower, actually, as Abaddon goes in for that last hit. Now Biz going to continue to pursue. That'll be Nubik caught in the shards. And those are friendly shards there that actually got him stuck. A little bit of a devil's advocate, perhaps. Not devil's advocate. Double-edged sword. That's what I was going for. Very unfortunate play from the Tusk right there. And oh, it's not over yet. PGG now going to get pursued on as well. Biz blinks forward, connects with the stun. Shards come out, but not going to do a hell of a lot.
If he plays Alchemist, we're going to have a PGG Alch instead of PGG Holes.
You know, we did actually see PGG play Enigma yesterday.
How was that?
Let's just say he lived up to his reputation. It was not a successful game.
It's
by,
so infamous.
Any stretch of the imagination. It's one of those, you know, I don't like to pick on people, but sometimes they make it a little bit too easy. While all that was happening, Yol and Sadoy pressuring the bottom lane. They did clear that tier 2 tower and just chipping away at the tier 3. The glyph was used, but still going to get that tier 3 down to about half health as the rest of the team backs out. So things looking very, very grim for TR, and I think we may see a relatively quick GG. 12,000 gold lead, 12,000 experience. Not quite that 1K per minute mark, but still a pretty damn serious lead here for RoX.KiS.
Yeah, meanwhile, Chen was just split pushing bottom, got half damage on a T3, and he wasn't even there for that fight where they kind of crushed TR. And right now, TR just very, very difficult to come back from. 14,000 gold lead, like you talked about. Roshan going to respawn. There is no way TR can go there. I don't think they can contest it either, as long as RoX.KiS has vision. So TR is going to have to weather the storm, and it's gonna.
Yep, OD going to be in a little trouble down here. Earth Splitter does come out. Will use the defensive Astral. PGG going to stun himself again. Oh no, I think that could be a dead Alchemist. The team support's going to be there. RoX.KiS won't have the forces to finish him off. Mech going to be used. Snowball forward. Not going to connect. And now RoX.KiS kind of on the defensive here. Uh-oh, Night Stalker going to get stuck in the Astral Imprisonment. Will use that BKB straight away. He's got his sights set on the OD. They might be able to finish him off here. In comes the Starladder. Going to get that Slitherine Crush off. Taking a lot of damage to the Walrus Punch to the face. Going to chip him down a little bit. Still going to survive it. And right now, just off in no man's land, No Fear trying to make the great escape. Scandal going to get caught in another Astral, and I think No Fear is going to be able to survive. Visage, though, not going to be quite so lucky. And no, that will be the end of the OD. This fight erupting into pure chaos here as Alchemist gets picked off. RoX.KiS still with all 5 alive as they continue to pursue. Now Tusk going to be in trouble. Down he goes, and that will be a 3-0 exchange. RoX.KiS going to come out ahead despite it looking a little bit tough for him. They are going to make it happen. The mech just way too much sustain, and paired with the Abaddon. Hand of God still actually off cooldown, though Chen is completely dry. Also, a Vlad's has come out. onto the Elder Titan. So even more mid-game oriented items here, making the life of TR that much more difficult. No glyph available. This bottom tier 3 going to be slated to fall. And again, I think we could be moments from a GG here.
Yeah, Elder Titan was almost dead there, again, then gets healed up, and just completely swings the fight. I mean, the fight was pretty bad before then, when BZZ blinked in and with a BKB pickup on Night Stalker. But yeah, the item difference is a little bit too much at this point.
Yep. Yeah, those core items have been completed for RoX.KiS, and Sadoy actually going to concede a death here. Tusk going to be able to grab that one as he does dive the tier 4s, trying to grab those Visage Familiars, but that will open up some space for the rest of the team to finish off the racks, and there it is. GG well played do come out. And RoX.KiS going to take a very convincing win in Game 1 of 5 today here at Day 12 of Starladder Season 8, 24-5 after only 23 minutes of gameplay. An action-packed match indeed. Starladder, well, we'll label it a success here.
Yep, they love running a Starladder, and they run it well.
Yeah, very well played, even without the dazzle. So, that was Game 1, and coming up next, we are going to have RoX.KiS versus Alliance. So, coming hot off this win against the Retry, we'll see how they fare against the mighty Alliance, and then after that, we will get to see Alliance versus Red Pandas. So, we do have 2 Alliance matchups today, and then 2 Sigma matchups after that. Sigma versus SSD, and then it will be Sigma versus Aspera to round things off. But I have to admit, Merlini, I'm most excited about the Sigma versus SSD matchup. That should be a good one.
Yeah, that should be probably the closest match for today, or the most 2 evenly matched teams. Aside from that, I think the Fnatic RoX.KiS game should be pretty exciting too. Very well played by RoX.KiS, nice draft, and nice play by their core heroes.
Yeah, absolutely. Executed very well. So we are going to have about a 20-minute break before the next match comes up, guys, but alas, it will be RoX.KiS versus Alliance. I'm Zyori, with me is Merlini. Plenty more Dota coming your way here on Beyond the Summit.